Good afternoon, everybody. Here we are, back at Farsighted. So, quick thing before we start chapter 4. Farsighted is a series, but I don't have the other books. So this is something that you'd want to be read to again and again and again and again, and you want to go through the whole series. I'm sorry, I don't have it. Chapter 4. The traveler has survived his first taste of hardship and now understands that if he's to continue, he must seek out guidance of one who knows he does not. He must seek out the guidance of one who knows he does not. Who knows what he does not. Oh my gosh. Why did you become upset during lunch? Miss Miller, the school counselor, asks me, tapping a box of tissues lightly on my knee. I wasn't upset, I say, refusing to take the box. Your friend Simmy says you were screaming. Is she not telling the truth? She softly drums her fingers on the desk and waits for a confession. No, I'm okay, I repeat for the millionth time. This is a school, not a jail. Why are they trying to force a confession from me? Alex, we need to discuss your issues so it doesn't become worse. Please, let me know what's wrong. Maybe I can help. I scoff. I scoff and sink back into the rolling chair. I use my tiptoes to maneuver the seat back and forth, like the swaying tail of a perturbed cat. Miss Miller sighs and tears a piece of paper from a spiral notebook. If you won't talk to me, perhaps you'll talk to a therapist. She hands over a folded paper. This is the address and number of Dr. Fisher. He's a psychologist, specialized in sensory disorders, so perhaps he can help. Thanks, I mutter, stuffing the scrap into my pocket. I've got no intention of visiting Dr. Fisher. Okay, but I still need to give your parents a call. They need to know what happened. Why? Nothing happened, I protest. And even if something did, this has nothing to do with my parents. Since you're a minor, it is your parents' business. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't inform them. She picks up the phone on her desk and the dial tone drones loudly. I'm going to give them Dr. Fisher's information too, in case you happen to misplace it. She positions the receiver between her ear and her shoulder, and dials with one hand while searching through some papers on her desk with the other. Following the vibrating energy source, I lean forward and click the tab on the base of the phone to disconnect the call. Mr. Cosmatoris, the counselor huffs indignantly. You have no business. Yes, I do. And this is it. My business. Let me call them myself. I hold up my hand and wait. She reluctantly hands me the receiver and turns the unit around so I can dial. I punch in numbers and I punch in the number to Sweet Blossoms. Mom picks up on the first ring. Must be a slow day. Sweet Blossoms Floral Shop, she answers in a chipper voice. I hate that I'm about to make her worry over nothing. Mom, it's Alex. Can you come pick me up from school? I ask, trying my best to sound innocent. Alex, is everything okay? I'm fine, but can you come get me? I'll explain everything in the car. Okay, we'll be right over. I begin to put the phone back down, but then bring the receiver back up to my face and say, just you, Mom. Don't bring Dad. But she's already hung up. Mom arrives 5 minutes later to sign me out from school. I'm none too pleased to see she's brought Dad along. What happened? Mom asks, kissing my shoulder. That's as high as she comes up to me now, and tussling my hair with her hand. I'm not feeling well, I say vaguely, not a total lie. Don't worry, my brave little oak tree. We'll take you home. You'll take a nice nap and be better in no time. She squeezes my shoulder. The passing student sniggers. No, Mom. No, Mom, I say, pushing her hand away gently. It's not the kind of rest and recovery sickness. I'd rather come to Sweet Blossoms. Besides, you shouldn't close up shop for the day. Are you sure, Alex? Mom asks, pressing her hand to my forehead to check for fever. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, then, she says. I hear her position her purse over her shoulder. But if you change your mind, tell me right away. I'll take you home and tuck you into bed. I'm not going to change my mind, I promise. Mom leaves the office and I follow her out. As I'm going through the door, I pass close to Dad. I'd almost forgotten he came too. He's fine, Susan. You should tough it out. He should just tough it out. Missed too much school already, Dad grumbles. Nonsense, Mom answers. I trust Alex and prefer to keep an eye on him in case he needs me. Dad takes a deep breath and follows us outside without exhibiting any further protest. The air grows heavy, not with humidity, but something else. The three of us drive back to Sweet Blossoms, while Mom talks about the ideas she has to get the shop ready for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. That same thick air continues to hang around us. Apparently, Mom hasn't noticed. Dad pulls into the parking lot and waits for us to get out. I'll see you both later at home. I've got something to do. Okay, Mom chirps. See you tonight, Greg. She kisses his cheek and hops out of the car. Why doesn't she ever ask questions? Bye, Dad, I say as I get out. He doesn't answer, just speeds away. The air weighs less now that I'm free of the van. I sit in my window seat, scanning the Odyssey for about an hour, but don't connect with the words on the page. The wheels in my head are already busy turning in another direction. I'm biding my time until I can make a move. The doorbell jingles, and a customer comes inside. This is my chance. I slide off my seat, pick up my cane, and head toward the door. Hey, Mom, I'm gonna go get a little fresh air. I'll be back in a bit, I announce, as I make my escape. She's too preoccupied with the customer to respond. I walk around the back of the building, in case Mom is watching. Instead of continuing in that direction, I make a circle around the building and come back in front and slide through the door of the all-seeing Miss Teague's shop. I'm not sure why, but my heart tells me this visit should be kept a secret. Alex Cosmatoris. Miss Teague's voice drifts from the far back of the room. I wonder if she's able to see me from all the way over there. I had a feeling you would be coming. I gulp and head toward the place where the voice originated. It's time for me to be a brave little oak tree, like Mom always says. I need to talk to Miss Teague. She may be the only one who can help me save Simmy. My cane is planted firmly on the maple wood floor beneath me, serving as a third leg. But even if it even it but even it isn't enough to keep me stable. I reach out and place my hand onto the nearest tabletop. Luckily, nothing rolls off this time. Alex Cosmatoris, Miss Teague says again, emphasizing the first part of my last name, and amazingly pronouncing it with the correct Greek diction. Miss Teague, I stutter. Hi. Yes. She walks toward the far back corner of the room, opens a heavy door, and pulls aside a beaded curtain. The glass beads clack together in a jarring melody. Come, she beckons. I move my hand from the tabletop and I remove my hand from the table and put it in my pocket, attempting to hide my shaking fist, and follow her to the separate back room. I am glad you returned, Miss Teague says. Her voice is smooth and silky, like a lullaby. I'm sure I'd be relaxed if I wasn't so terrified. I stand in place. I stand in place, humming a nervous tune under my breath, awaiting further instruction. Please, sit. Even though she used the word please, this is obviously a command. Wooden chair legs scoot across the shaggy area rug that lays beneath the table as Miss Teague pulls out a chair for each of us. I take my seat in the offered chair and am surprised to find it's made of velvet. Quite an unusual material for upholstery. Give me your palm, Miss Teague says. Her voice lowers a couple of feet as she takes a seat at the opposite side of the table. I still haven't said anything. Miss Teague doesn't seem to mind. I stretch my arm to the center of the table. A piece of fabric is laid across the surface, providing a nice cushion. Yes, this is most interesting, she says, holding on to the back of my outstretched hand and tracing her index finger across the peaks and valleys of my palm. I can't sense Miss Teague's gaze, which means she's either evading my detection or not looking at me at all. What do you see? I ask, not totally convinced I even want to know the answer. What do I see? She asks, with an odd chuckle. I do not see. Yet I know about you, Alex Cosmatoris. How? I gulp. Like you, I divine neither your future nor your past. Through the use of my eyes, I rely on other, less appreciated senses, she says, putting my hand back onto the table, palm down. What? I shiver. I am still having a hard time accepting that I've got anything in common with this odd lady. Miss Teak traces her fingers across my hands again, then picks them up and squeezes them together. Touch, she says. One touch, and I know everything about the object, about a person, where he has been, who he is. One touch, and I know. It is a rare and often misunderstood gift. She sniffs, as if she's had to defend her abilities one too many times. But you're a palmist, I say. I work as a palmist, but a palmist I am not. She exhales. It is my way of getting people to offer me their hands, so I may touch and know. I am a psychometrist? Psychometrist. The crystal ball? I exclaim. You told me when you look into it, you can see the future. She sighs. I seem to be aggravating her. At times, yes, I am able. My divination via scrying, however, is fickle. So you don't use your eyes to tell the future, I ask, summing up what I understand. No, I don't use my eyes, but I am also rarely able to tell the future. I don't understand. I mean, how do you work as a psychic? I ask, shaking my head in confusion. You would be amazed how accurately one can guess at the future if one knows what lies in the past. The path of karmic retribution is generally clear. Assumptions are not difficult to make. So I pause, guess the future? Yes. And for the simple things, I am often, though not correct in my predictions. The more challenging cases, such as your own, can be difficult to discern. So far, our exchange is tackily? Tackily similar to every scene I've ever read in a book or listened to in a movie that involves a psychic. I feel more like I'm reading a mystery novel than starring in one. Now is not the time for all of this. I need to know what's happening to me and why. Most importantly, I have to find out how I can save Simi. Miss Teak releases my hands and and folds hers neatly on the table. Yes, she confirms. You want to know if you are a psychic like me? The answer is yes. I'm uh, a psychometrist too? I ask, too intrigued to be troubled by the fact that she just read my thoughts. You are not a psychometrist, but you are a psychic. I believe your gifts lie more within the realm of second sight. Second sight? I scoff. Is this somebody's idea of a joke? Find the blind kid's second sight. So since he hasn't got any first sight to begin with. Find the blind kid's second sight since he hasn't got any first sight to begin with. This is not a joke. You have a gift. She insists. Yeah, okay. I say, a gift. Too bad this isn't a gift I can return. I never asked for it. Don't take this lightly. Your gift is very special, and you must use it to the benefit of the entire universe. This sounds a bit out there to me. The universe's the universe's ironic sense of humor angers me. What if I choose to ignore my gift? It seems you are unable, though you have tried. Your gift has developed for a reason. It's hard to think of it as a gift, since it comes since it comes on without warning and usually gets me into some kind of trouble. That will change once you learn how to harness your gift, your powers. How? How can I learn that? Study with me. I will show you the way. I reach my hand under the table to grope about in my pocket. I pull out my wallet and sigh. Haven't got much, I say, holding out a single bill folded lengthwise to let me know it's a 20, but I'd still like to learn. Payment is not required, Miss Teak says, with a tinge of reproach. The universe has sent me to you. It is declared that I must help you in your request. Hold on, sorry. I must help you in your quest. My quest? This is almost starting to sound a little bit like Night of the Round Table. And do you mean the universe sent you to me? I'm having I'm having a hard time taking any of this seriously, especially when Miss Teak says things like that. Everything she says and does feels like a whole lot of smoke and mirrors. How do I know she can help me any more than I can help myself? I almost stand to leave, but then I think of Simmy. I can't risk going I can't risk going it on my own when her life is at stake. I just can't. Miss Teak continues, and I listen more intently now, trying to tell her with my mind that I need to talk about Simmy and then anything else. It is not by chance I arrived in this town at precisely the time you needed guidance, she says, apparently unaware of my internal struggle. She stands and paces to the other side of this small inner sanctuary. Why would the universe send you all the way here to help me? This doesn't make any sense. I'm nobody special. Ah, but you are, Miss Teak says, as she strikes a match across the door frame. For some reason, I'm queasy. Miss Teak lights a sweet-smelling stick of incense and waves the ember about in the air. The smoke gets in my eyes, and they tear up. I don't understand, I say, wiping at the trace of salt water forming in the corner of my eye. You will, Miss Teak says, opening the vault-like door to the inner shop to let out some of the smoke. My heart's pounding, even though all I'm doing is sitting on a comfortable chair inside a small, strange shop. Hello? A voice calls from the front doorway. Miss Teak's shop doesn't have a greeting bell like Mom's. Yes, enter, Miss Teak responds, fixing the incense to a holder, concentrating the source of the fragrance. The footsteps trace the floor to the back room. Oh, Alex, Simi says. There you are. I was worried when you didn't return after lunch. Is She hesitates and stares again and starts again. Is everything okay? It's okay, I say, motioning my head toward Miss Teak. She always knows what happened. She already knows what happened. Simi comes up behind me and runs her fingers idly along the top of my chair, causing my heart to flutter. What did happen, Alex? Nothing, I say, wondering how I can avoid telling her about what I witnessed, and also avoid lying to her. I just heard something that wasn't there. I clear my throat, trying to break her focus from my lunchtime episode. Are you sure you're all right? She presses again. Cross my heart. I make the corresponding gesture. Mom taught me this one when I was a little kid. That's good to hear, Simi says, tapping my shoulder. Although Simi touched my shoulder for a second, a spot of warmth continues to pulse from the place where she made contact, a soothing, comforting flow of reassurance and strength. I brought you the notes and work from our afternoon classes. You missed lab, she says, placing a few scattered pages onto the table in front of me. Yeah, sorry. I'll be there tomorrow, promise. You better, she teases. Hey, I think your mom was looking for you. She wasn't sure where you had gone. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Miss Teak. I project my voice to make sure she hears. I'm not sure where she went. I'm not sure where she went when Simi entered the shop. I've gotta go. Yes, you'd better if your mother's looking for you. We wouldn't want her to worry, Miss Teak says, from her place against the wall a few feet away. Be here tomorrow, she says, in order, an order, not a question.